Welcome to ACM classes, CAT 2025 LRDI, slot 3, puzzle number 3. This puzzle was about 4 different countries, A, B, C and Z, if we just would like to give some abbreviation to them. And then they say they have their own different currency. Again, if we can give them the abbreviation of A, B, C and Z. And then they have given a relation between two of these currencies, between C and Z, that 1 crown is equal to 0.5 Zentars, or we can say that 1 Z that is equal to 2C. That is one information which you can write. So this puzzle is done. Information from here we have taken. This paragraph I mean. Now 3 travelers J, K and L, they set out from Z and visiting exactly 2 of the countries. Exactly 2 of the countries, another important information. Each country is visited by exactly 2 travelers. Again, another important information. What does it mean now? It means if we talk about Jano, J, he must have traveled either to A or B, A and B, or A and C, or B and C. Same goes for Kiro, same is true for Lian also. Now each traveler has a unique flight cost. Important information, unique word is important here, which represents the total cost of airfare in traveling to both the countries and back to Zerathania. So that is the total flight cost for visiting to and fro, going to a country, going to another country and then coming back to Z. The flight cost of Zeno is given to us, that is 4,000, and that is in Zentar. And other 2 travelers were having 5,000, 6,000, but not in the order. So order we are not aware about for K and L. We don't know how much flight cost they had. Either it's 5 or 6. We don't know for whom it is. So information from here also has been marked. When visiting a country, a traveler spent either 1,000, 2,000 or 3,000 in the country's local currency. That means there is a multiple, I can say, they're going to have at the end also. In total, I mean. Each traveler has different spends in the country's local currency, and again everything is different. So that is a very good information they are giving it to us, that there are unique informations we have. In the 2 of the countries he or she visited, across all the visits there were exactly 2 spends of 1,000 and exactly 1 spend of 1,000. So 2 plus 1 3, the remaining are 3, because every one of them gonna go to 2 different countries. They're gonna spend something there. So one gonna spend in 2 different countries, total 2 spends, 2 into 3, 6 spends for 3 people. So the information also can be understood from here. Then this is the total travel cost for a traveler is sum of the flight cost plus the money spent. So spending, we can add flight cost and spent. So the total comes out to be the travel cost. Now the citizens of 4 countries with knowledge of these travels made a few observations with spends measured in their respective total currencies. A citizen said, Jano and Kera visited our country. So let's now start making the table, start making the grid, so we can write down all the information. So first of all we have 3 people. Let's say we have, the first one is J. For J, let's write, for Jano write J, for Kiro write K, and for Lian write L. Now A citizen said, Jano and Kira visited our country. So that means they visited country A, and their travel cost were 3,500 and 8,000. Now travel cost is a total amount. So let's say this is the flight cost, this is the spending cost, and this is the total cost, that is the travel cost. So now this 3,500 and 8,000 is in which currency? That we don't know, but they have mentioned it. The citizens of 4 countries with knowledge of these travels made a few observations with spends measured in their respective local currency. So as per this Aurevia citizen, J spent total 3,500 in A currency, and Kira spent total 8,000 in currency A. So this information has been used. Now Brelosia citizen said Kyra and Lian. So Kyra and Lian, that was visited by they visited Brelosia. Their spends now have been given. Now that is 2000 B and 3000 B in their own currency, that is. And Kyra's travel cost was 4000. So this is equal to 4000 B. So one another relationship which we can find out, that one, if we cancel it out, I get twice of A, that is equal to 1B. So one information we have here, one information we had here. So there are relationships we are getting right now. Then the next information we have, Cyrenia citizen said Lian visited our country. So C was visited by Lian, and that means Jano is also being visited. Jano also visited Cyrenia, I mean. And her travel cost, so Lian is a girl, we can say, a minus sign will put that, and her travel cost was 36,000. So this is 36,000 and the currency is C. Now this all is the information which we have at the first floor. I hope this is quite clear. They have given some information and we have just marked it down. Now 2 spends of 1000, 1 spend of 3000 which we had, this information has to be used. So 3000 has been done, this has been taken care here. 2 spends of 1000, they both are left right now, so that has not come up yet. And this what information we had, that each traveler had different spends in the country's local currency in the 2 countries he or she visited. That means K cannot spend another 2000 B, any currency I mean. That means 2000 should be here, currency can be A or C, and 2000 has to be here, and this has to be definitely C. And the remaining 2 which is 1000 each, so this should be 1000 A, and this 1000 A or C can be anything that we are not aware right now. It can be A or C, that we don't know. I believe this is summarizing the information. So this is the total and this is the total for them also, spending cost, and this is the total cost at the end. Great. Now first question comes, what is the sum of travel cost for all the travelers in Z currency in Zentars? So this we can tell because 2C is equal to 1Z, that means this is equal to 18,000. So this is one thing which we know, but we need to find out for J and K also. So we need to find out a relationship between what do you call that, A, B with C or Z at least, so we can have a bridge in between, we can cover that bridge. Now another information which was given to us, the flight cost of Jano was 4000, so this is 4000 Z in currency Z. So this has to be 5000 or 6000, this has to be 18,000. And the other information which we are missing, no we are not, I believe. Okay, so that is all the information which we have. Now what other thing which we have, the only one information which we have not used, that either this is 5000 Z and this is 6000, or it is vice versa, that we are not aware yet, that has to be find out. This we are not aware right now. Now let's see one more thing. We know the total travel cost for Lian was 18,000 Z, out of which this 2000 C is equal to 1000 Z. That means 17,000 is remaining. Now this travel cost is given to us total 8000 A. Now 1000 A we already have here. This is 2000 B. Now 1 B is equal to twice of A, that means 2000 of B going to be 4000 of A. So the total spending cost, we have 5,000 of A. Now if we subtract that from total cost, I get 3,000 A. Now that means this 3000 A will be either equal to 5000 Z or it will be 6000 Z. Now if I put that equal to 5000 Z, that means 1 A, that is equal to 5 upon 3 Z. Now if I put that 3000 B which I take from here, if I convert that to A, that is 6000. Now 6000 A into 5 by 3, that comes out to be minus 10,000 Z. See it carefully. This 3000 B, if I use this equation, it becomes 3 into 2, 6000. Now 6000 A, if I just multiply, would like to convert that into Z, so 6000 into 5 by 3, that becomes 2 into 5, 10,000. So if I subtract all that, I get 7,000 Z. But this cannot be 7,000. That means this relation is not right. This 3000 A should not be equal to 5,000. This should be equal to 6,000 Z. I hope that is quite clear to you guys, because 7,000 is not the option. We don't have that option with us. So let's have this 3000 A, that should be equal to 6000 Z. That means 1 A is equal to twice of Z. Now if I make 1 A equal to twice of Z, the 3000 B is 6000 A. That means this is 12,000 Z. So remaining gonna be 5,000. This makes sense to me. That means this is 5,000 and this is 6,000. So the flight costs, we got it here, and the relationship also we got. Now we just need to do some calculations. We know that this is 18,000 Z. The first question is, what are the sum of travel costs for all the travelers in Zentars? For L, we know it is 18,000. Now for J, it is 3500 A. Now 1 A is going to be twice of Z. That means this is 7,000 Z. And this is in total 8,000 A. Double that, also 16,000. So the total comes out to be 18 plus 7, 25, 25 plus 16, that is 41,000. That should be the answer. Yes, that is the answer here. A bit of calculations to find out the relations, and then we can give the answers clearly. Look at the next question we have. How many Zentar did Lian spend in 2 countries? Only spend. So Lian spent 3000 B and 2000 C. So 3000 B, if I convert to A, 3000 B becomes double 6000 A, and A becomes double of Zentar. 6 into 2, 12. So 12,000 plus 2000 C, twice of C is 1 Z, that means 1000 here. So 12 plus 1, 13,000. That comes the answer, because this 3000 B and 2000 C, 3 into 4, 12. That is the answer. 3000 B is equal to 6000 of A, because 1 B is equal to twice of A and 1 A is equal to twice of Z. That means that is 12,000 of Z. And here we had 2000 of C in the other country. So this is equal to 1000 of Z. So when we add both of them, we get the value as 13,000. Quite clear. Look at the next one now. What was Jano's total spend in two countries he visited in Aurels, in A currency of Jano's? Now Jano's total spend is going to be, now this currency we are not aware right now, so we have to find it out first. The total we know 35,000 A, that means this is 1 A is twice Z, this is going to be 7,000 Z. Now 4,000 we have the flight cost, this should be 3,000 Z. Now if we make it, this is A and this is C, or it can be C and this can be A, so there are two options we have. If 2,000 A we convert to Z, that becomes 4,000, that is not possible. 2,000 C, that becomes 1,000, 1,000 becomes 2,000, so that is the possible thing. So 2,000 C, and we have to tell that for Jano in A currency. So in A currency 1,000 is already here. Now 2,000 of C, that will become be 1,000 of Z, because 2,000 of C, because Z is equal to twice of C, so we're going to get 1,000 Z from here. And 1,000 Z, that means that is 2 of Z is equal to 1A, that means 500. So 500 and 1,000, that become 1,500. So that is the answer also. So it was given to us, it can be 2,000 that we find out, 2,000 into C and 1,000 into A. That is what we took it from here. So 2,000 C becomes 1,000 of Z, and 1,000 of Z become 500 of A. So when we add both of them, we get them 1,500. And why did we convert them? Because we know that 1Z, that is equal to twice of C, and 1A, that is equal to twice of Z. That was the relation which we find out previously. The next question, 1B is equivalent to how many crowns? Now relation we had 1B and C, we have to find out. Now 1B and C we have to find out. Now A has a relationship with Z, Z has a relationship with C, and straight away a ratio we can find out. Let's find out relationship between them right away. So 1A, that is equal to twice of Z, 1Z, that is equal to twice of C, and 1B, that is equal to twice of A. These are the three things which we found out, and now we have to find out the relation between B and C. 1 Brin, how many crowns? So 1 Brin is equal to twice of A. Let's continue it from here. And twice of A, that means it's going to be equal to 4 of Z, and 4 of Z, it's going to be equal to 8 of C. So 1B is equal to twice of A, 1A equal to 2 of Z, so instead of A we have multiplied by 2Z, and 1Z equal to 2C, so instead of Z we have multiplied by 2 C. So we got 1 Brin is equal to 8 crowns. So that is the answer we're gonna get. That is the answer here. So the fourth question says, the last question, I mean, 14th question says, which of the following statement is not true about money spent in local currency? So Zeno spent 2000 in C. Let's check that out. Jano spent 2000 in C. Yes, he spent 2000 in C and 1000 in A. That is right. We need to find not true. Okay. The next is Kira spent 1000 in A. $1,000 in A and 2000 in B. That is also correct. Then the third one says Jano spent 2000 in A, 2000 in C currency, not in A currency. So that is not true. So that is my answer. Now there's the next puzzle we have after this. I hope this puzzle is quite clear. Any doubt you guys get, please write down in the comments so we can help you out with that. And thank you for watching.